On the line with us, Secretary Richard Danzig, the U.S. Secretary of the Navy under President Bill Clinton, and an advisor to the President Barack Obama's campaign, and chairman of the Center for a New American Security. Secretary Danzig, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here.
Two things immediately come to mind. The first is the former Secretary of State in the Bush administration, Colin Powell, has come out and endorsed the president, has endorsed President Obama, and not only that, has taken a swipe at Mitt Romney on his foreign policy views. And since you were the Secretary of the Navy, I'm curious your take on that. And I also then want to get into some of this naval part of the debate the other night. But first, your thoughts on Mr. Powell.
Well, it's really wonderful to see General Powell take a step which obviously is difficult for him because of his Republican background. But I think you see that he waited till the third debate was over and he'd really examined all the evidence and the whole range of views. And he just, in a typically balanced way, came out very decisively saying that, in his view, President Obama really had the qualities of commander-in-chief. And he did that not only because of what's been said in this campaign, but also in looking back at the record the president has achieved, really, in giving us a remarkable amount of peace and security in these last 4 years. That tends to get lost in the noise and the arguments over particular places like Libya. So I think it's a very strong endorsement. And then, as you mentioned, en route, he also had some quite negative things to say, not only about Governor Romney's views, but also about the return of so many people who are ultra-conservative in the George W. Bush administration, gave us the war in Iraq and other policy misadventures. These people now have such a strong influence over Governor Romney that I think it plainly made General Powell uncomfortable. So I think it's quite a telling endorsement, quite significant.
Well, and I think they did a lot of damage to his reputation, frankly.
Yeah.
He's still having to struggle with that. The ships battle, as it were, that Governor Romney in the last debate started out by saying our Navy has fewer ships than it did in 1916. I guess that would be pre-World War I, or as we were ramping up for it, or whatever. And first of all, it's not a factual statement. We actually had fewer ships under the Bush administration than we have now. But secondly, and President Obama, I think it was one of the more humorous points of the night. Now we have these things called aircraft carriers, and you can land airplanes on them. And it's not, you don't measure the quality of your Navy in the number of ships. But I think that there was a subtext to what Governor Romney was saying, which was to the people particularly in Virginia, North Carolina, the states where they build ships or where they have ports, which was, we're going to get you some more government jobs here. We don't talk about stimulating the economy by spending government money, but we're going to do that through the military budget. And I thought, frankly, President Obama should have preceded his rebuttal to Governor Romney by saying, as the good people of Virginia well know, we have aircraft carriers, because the Republicans to this day are trying to spin this as Obama wants to cut the Navy. What's the real deal here?
Well, you captured several key points right off. The Governor Romney's assertion is just, as you say, factually wrong. And the fact that the smallest Navy we've ever had came under George W. Bush, what we've had since 1917, and not under President Obama, it just reflects the fact that while there's been a lot of strong rhetoric from Republicans about building up the Navy and how important national defense is, the reality is they let it decline, and the reality is that it's President Obama who's increased the size of the Navy and who's presented budgets that will continue to raise the size of the Navy up beyond 300 ships. The execution of the Navy budget also, in terms of efficiency and avoiding waste, is just so much more impressive than it was under the Bush regime. So if you want the reality and not the rhetoric, I think you have to go to the Democratic side. Then there's also just the point about the underlying worldview that's suggested by Governor Romney's approach. It's I feel as though Etch-a-Sketch has been replaced by paint by numbers. We're going to, we need this number, we need 4% spending, et cetera.
Right.
But again, it's all rhetoric. He said he would raise defense spending to 4%, but when his key advisor, Dov Zakheim, who had been controller in the Pentagon under George W. Bush, was asked to defend this at a breakfast or a meeting with Pentagon reporters, he said, well, we couldn't really achieve that during the first term, and maybe not even by the end of the first term. So I think for people in Virginia and throughout the country, there is enough good sense to realize, let's look at the record and the reality and not be moved simply by this rhetoric. And the reality is that amongst the two parties and amongst the two candidates, it's President Obama who really is delivering a bigger Navy and a stronger one.
And to that point, is it not the case, and please contradict me if I'm wrong on this, that in all probability, if we're going to be engaged in future conflicts with state actors as opposed to bin Laden type individual crazies or small groups, that engagement is probably going to take the form of their infiltrating our computer systems and shutting down our cities, or that cyber warfare is frankly a huge risk right now, and that the kind of world war or the kind of activity where you need a lot of ships is perhaps reducing. And also we use a lot of ships to protect our shipping lanes to bring oil from the Middle East, something that we all pay for with our tax dollars, but benefits the big oil companies. They keep all the profit. They don't pay for the Navy. And as we become more and more energy independent, there's going to be less and less need to protect those shipping lanes. Or am I completely off base here?
Well, I think you're on base when you talk about the cyber risks and the kinds of modern challenges that we confront. And anybody who built our armed forces by counting the number of ships or airplanes and ignoring the variables that you're talking about would be very sadly mistaken. And indeed, one of the frustrations we've had in recent time is that Congress has resisted legislation that the President has been proposing to begin to give us more cyber protection.
Yeah, I mean, Saudi Arabia just got hit, it looks like, by Iran.
Exactly right. Having said, and so did our banks before that, and there's just a lot more focus in that area. Having said that, though, my own view is that the future is really unpredictable. We're not any longer fighting a monolithic opponent, the Soviet Union, that was slow and ponderous in its development. We're in a world where not only there are a great variety of threats and challenges, but also a rapid pace of technology change. And in that world, I don't think any of us should say, well, the battle of the future is going to be one that involves battleships, or one that's going to involve cyber, or one that's going to involve something else. Right. I think national security is like putting money in the bank. You don't necessarily know how you're going to spend it, but you know that it's a good thing to have it there. You want to, I think, have a broad range of capabilities, which includes robust naval ships and the capability to deliver traditional firepower, and at the same time, a balance of that with some of the newer kinds of resources you're mentioning. And I think our present budgets achieve it. I think the President well understands that. I think people who let it get too far out of balance in one direction or another are at risk because our conceptions of the future change so rapidly. I don't think you and I would have been talking about cyber 15 years ago, but that's how long it takes to develop these capabilities.
Yeah, and they're substantial. Secretary Richard Danzig, the former U.S. Secretary of the Navy under President Bill Clinton. Sir, thanks for dropping by today.
A pleasure. Good luck to you, and remember that encourage people to get out there to vote.
There you go. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Indeed.
Take care.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much, sir. It's been a very enlightening conversation.